And welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast. Another week, another episode. However, first, we are going to bring you our show's sponsor, because this episode is brought to you by Honest Supplements. Now, Joe, what's Honest Supplements? Well, let me tell you. In a world that is plagued by new illness outbreak every other day, it's important to keep your body performing at its best with the right vitamins and supplements. However, these products can get expensive, especially with rising prices all around us. Honest Supplements has resolved that problem. They mark up all products by just $1, saving their members an average of 50% per product. Yes, that means that the protein you're paying $60 for is only $30 on their website. They have everything from vitamins, sports supplements, recovery, weight loss, CBD, and so much more. It costs just $10 a month or $99 for the entire year to join the Honest Supplements Club. Timmy and I are both members and can advocate for the amount of money that you will save. And do we also mention that all products are third-party lab tested? Because that's the only true way to prove vitamins and supplements actually contain the ingredients that they claim. Don't wait. Go to Honest Supplements right now to join today and start taking better care of your health. And it's right. If you train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or just in the gym, you better be taking Honest Supplements. So go to their website, guys. All right. Now it's time for the show. We're back, folks, so we'll take it from here with Joe and Timmy, episode 196.
Yeah.
Dude, it's funny. Don't worry about it. Just good stuff. We got a new little guy over here. A nice little playback P4 pod track. Not that that means anything to you guys, but it means something to us. We're moving up in the world. So we are taking
technically it's actually downgrading because the soundboard we had was more sophisticated, but
that was probably more for like music and stuff.
That's really good. But this we can hopefully do some better editing with
Fuck
it.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, guys. You know where to find us: YouTube, Spotify, Apple. Obviously, you're watching us or you're listening to us on one of them, but we're on all the platforms. So, you know, if you get anything from the show, share it, like, subscribe, whatever, all that good stuff. Comment. That'd be great. We want to hear your comments on all our episodes, even if you don't agree or you agree. We don't care. We do care, so that's why we want you to comment.
We don't care to have a disagreement. We care to hear your opinion.
Get your Honest Supplements. Obviously, that was the ad in the beginning. Take your Honest Supplements, especially if you're training and if you want to stay healthy and recover. Now we're just going to get to this, folks. This week, we wanted to talk about a little certain thing.
That's funny. My wife just said someone she knows just had her baby, and it segues perfectly into the conversation we're talking about. So a big thing that came out this week is they're allegedly talking about there's a link from Tylenol what the fuck is that? Whatever the medical drug actually is, but Tylenol, it's a big debate right now on whether it's safe or not for pregnant women to take or not. And it's like you're hard. Well, this is what drives me fucking nuts in this conversation is if you don't like the right, I'm not saying you're a left, you don't like the right, because that's what it is. In this case, you're not being a liberal or a lefty or any of that. You're I hate the right. RFK Jr. is part of the right administration, so anything he says, fuck him. And it's driving me fucking nuts because it's coming out saying Harvard did a study. I think there's a couple of studies that did showing an issue with this. I don't know. I got to look into it. I haven't looked into it much, but from my understanding, there's a direct correlation between these two things. And then everyone's coming out now saying that there is no link, and then Tylenol is this and that. And apparently Tylenol in 2017 had a tweet saying we don't recommend Tylenol for pregnant women.
And just I don't think you said what the issue was actually. It was that it's a link to autism.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That's right. So
it links to autism.
It links to autism, and immediately because Trump said it. So if you watch the what do you call the announcement, I guess you'll call it.
Yeah.
He says, well, RFK told me not to say it, or he's not going to say it, but I'm going to say it, that apparently it causes autism, blah, 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 if you're in within the womb. And yes, Tylenol did put something out in 2017 saying we do not recommend this. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, like you said. Let's circle back to what you just said with how it becomes politicized.
Yeah.
Now, if you go on Instagram and all your friends are there, whichever side they're on, they're saying something positive.
Do you know what their opinion is to begin with?
Yeah. Or they're hating it, and it's like, dude, what are we talking about here? And we know for a fact that our medical industry, for as good as you'll have surgeons, when you need life-threatening surgery or you need reconstructive surgery or something, they're the best, right? But
it's all corrupt.
Our industry is all about the insurance. So you know about this shit. They're just going to push out fucking types of pills and medicine, and they're never going to say anything bad about it because that's going to,
So here's my thing. All right. So this company is not, let's take the argument that it is not safe for a woman to take when they're pregnant. Not say why, just say it's not safe. If that is the case, unless it's significantly not safe, the company's not going to put an announcement out. They're not. They don't care. They want to make sales. They owe money. All the decision power is to the board. Everyone that owns shares in the company. Like that's they have to sell and make money. That's all their bottom dollar is. That's the only thing they care about. So if it is not safe, unless it's going to hurt their bottom line, they're not going to put an announcement out. And that's the only reason why they would put an announcement out, is if it hurt the bottom line. They may put a subtle announcement out, if anything, so that they're covered. And that's the only thing they would do, if at all. Mm-hmm. And it seems like they did in 2017.
Yeah.
And that's it. But like, this is the thing that drives me nuts is you are blindly following, if you think that it is safe, a company that's saying it is safe, and there's studies that are done. Please, before you say there are studies done, look at the fucking studies. I went through this whole thing with dog food, and our vet said dogs need grain in their diet, or else they have a risk of cardiovascular disease stuff. I'm like, okay, let me look at this study. If you look at the study proved that kibble is garbage and is the cause, is not the cause. Don't see this, you gotta correct yourself. It's not the cause. It has higher rates of cardiovascular issues than homemade food, raw feeding, all this stuff. Grain versus non-grain kibble is the conversation really that they have in the whole thing. And non-grain kibble had slightly higher, which I think was like a difference between like 10 and 12 or something like that. It was really significantly low. Go look at the study. But my whole point with this is, right? So out of that study says, if you word it correctly, no grain kibble versus grain kibble is better in this one little scenario of this one specific thing. That's it. But they're worse than everything else. But they don't say that. They say grain kibble's better. It's only better than that one thing, but it's worse than everything else.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out the wording that they use because it's very specific. Lawyers come involved and they have to say it a certain way so they don't get sued. So pay attention to how they word things. So these studies that they say are safe, you have to look into what the actual efficacy of the studies are. I'm in R&D. I do R&D. It takes a lot to get things passed, and you can fudge data so easy. Statistics is what do you want it to say, and then we'll make it work.
So basically they work around the standard deviation.
Yeah. And then there's something called PE. So like if you need to hit 80% of the time, okay, cool. And then there's PE, which is like it like eliminates the outliers. So like if you have like all your data is within a 20-point range. Let's say like you scoring on a test and everyone on the test scored between a 75 and a 95, right? 20-point range. But you have one person with 100 and like three people with like a 50. PE, like I don't know exactly how it does it, but it like eliminates the ones outside of the range, and then that range is like you need to be at that 80%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
So like, there's ways in statistics for them to make it look like it's good.
Yeah.
Or no issues.
And that's where it comes down to the bottom line, like you're saying. So if you go back to the kibbles, example that you gave, right? They worded it properly, so now it looks like that, Kibbles is better in this one area.
And they're not lying.
And they're not lying.
Yeah.
And you want to know what this actually came up to, because we're on the topic of autism. I remember seeing a video where I think it was one of the doctors or one of the scientists was doing a study with regards to, like, how vaccine is like a common link to autism. Yeah. That's what they're saying. He was saying something, and I forgive me, I forget exactly what the study was, and I think it was on the vaccines, but let's just go with it for the sake of the example. What he was trying to say was when the babies that didn't get the vaccines, there was no case in which they would have autism, something along those lines. He almost said that if there's no vaccine, there's no autism, and he corrected himself. He's like, no, wait. There was no actual case in which a non-vaccinated baby had. So he was saying the wording right, but he was being very, in this case, he was actually being responsible. Yeah. Because he's not lying to you, and he can't.
But he's not overstepping.
He's not overstepping his boundary.
This is my underlying issue I have with everyone in this, is they're overstepping their hand. They say too much. Well, no, that's bad. This is this. Shut the fuck up. It's not a definite of anything. This is the information that's coming out, and you need to be fucking flexible. Be fucking flexible and curious on more information. You can come from the position, I don't trust RFK. I don't trust the Republicans. I believe that it is safe, but let me hear what they have to say. Maybe I'm wrong. That's a great position to be in. But if you're saying, fuck that, they're not right, what do I need to show you to change your mind?
Yeah, right. Oh, here's the thing.
Tell me.
This is from a scientific study that they came out with this, right?
Yeah, it's a study. Which you can say, well, that's only one study. I need more. Fine, that's fair.
But you're not saying that.
But if you're saying, okay, maybe, but I don't think so. I've always been told it's safe. Well, tell me what you need for me to change your mind.
And you want to know what's crazy? And it's not crazy, actually. This is all planned. And it's all calculated.
Yeah.
I'm talking about calculated on the media and the politicians' part. But isn't this the side, if we're going to really be honest, that was trust the science the entire fucking time?
Can you lower my volume a little bit?
Yeah, sure. On the
headphones. Yeah, we're getting used to the new setting. Yeah, here we go.
Wasn't this the side that's basically the one that's complaining? Trust science.
Yeah.
Trust science no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on my side, man. I'm saying, hey, look, if that's the case, I'm probably not going to.
Trust but verify, but that's my opinion.
Why not? Like, and you want to know dude, if your wife's pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess she has a headache, okay, just don't take Tylenol. Like, what's the biggest deal on this? Like, even if you don't know, just don't take it. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, and they don't even get me started. I saw someone post a meme. Huh. If the right thinks that Tylenol's bad for kids, wait until they find out about guns. And I got off. I had to get off social media. I was like, this is the dumbest fucking
kids shouldn't have guns.
No, they were talking about school shootings.
Yeah, kids shouldn't have guns.
Well, no.
They shouldn't have guns. It's not recommended for them. That doesn't mean they don't get into them, just like drugs. Kids shouldn't have drugs. But they get into them and they're not supposed to.
Well, how about this?
It's a stupid fucking argument.
How about this? The argument is they take the actual minority, but they take the one that gets people's emotions, but is the minority of killings, as horrible as they are, school shootings, and now they're politicizing it, and it's anything against the opposition. And it's like, dude, when are we going to learn that, like, this is what they're doing? Both sides are doing this, so you two fight against each other, and I'm just like, I don't even fucking care anymore. I don't care anymore.
Well, yeah. So, but why I bring this up is I want to challenge everyone who has their hard set heels in the ground of what do you need to hear to have your opinion changed? That's what I want to know. Mm-hmm. I want you to ask that question to yourself. Be fucking open-minded. You can have strong convictions of things. I am very strong about the Second Amendment, but I am open-minded to hearing the counter-argument for two reasons. A, I want to hear your counter-argument so I can get better at making sure I have my argument very well
articulated.
Yeah, figured out.
Yeah.
Articulated, like structured.
Structured.
Whatever. And then the second thing is I want to hear the counter perspective in case I have something I'm missing and I don't have that point of view. And there may be some valid information and a counterpoint that I may change to.
Yeah.
Because I don't have all the answers. No one fucking does. No one does. No one has all the answers. If you think this fucking Harvard study has all the answers on Tylenol. It doesn't. If you think the studies that they're promoting, they're saying that it's safe, has all the answers, it doesn't. It has a controlled study in that aspect of it. So, and then it drives me nuts too is like if your wife is, if a woman is pregnant with a child, why not try to put the least amount of non-organic stuff in your body? Well, it is organic. Technically, it's organic because it comes from the... Fuck you. You know what I mean? Try to have the healthiest foods.
Yeah.
Try to have the least amount of preservatives, the least amount of artificial stuff in your foods. Try to take the least amount of medication you need possible.
Yeah.
If you absolutely need something, fine. That's a different story. But what is the need? Like, okay, you have a headache. Is it really bad? Okay, well, deal with the fucking headache. But what is really bad? Like, is this so bad that like you want to pull your hair out? Okay, that sounds pretty fucking bad. But this is like, do you just need to have some electrolytes? Are you deficient in something? Because you're growing a baby. Maybe you're depleted of some kind of mineral, nutrient. I don't fucking know. But maybe don't default to taking fucking meds because they make money off of it.
And think about it this way too, like, and there's nothing against taking like if you have a headache or whatever, you take a leave, whatever. But like, dude, how many times have you had like a minor headache or cold? Bro, I forgot to take medicine, and then you sleep it off the next day, you're fine. Like the body heals itself, dude.
I don't take medication when I have a headache. What I do is, when was the last time I drank water? Oh, I didn't really drink water yesterday or today.
Boom.
Oh, and if you're drinking water today, but you drank nothing yesterday, well, you're already behind the curve.
Right.
It takes a while for it to fucking settle into the body. That doesn't mean don't drink water today because yesterday was a waste. But if you didn't have it yesterday, it's going to take a while for it to kick in. Maybe take a leave or something, okay, and it relieves it for a little bit. But, don't make that your first choice.
Yeah. Dude.
Go through in car detailing, it's start with the least abrasive possible, right? You don't want to go and wet sand when you're trying just to wash your car. You don't want to have to go use paint stripper when you're washing your car. You want to start with washing your car.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this has bird shit on it. Let me start with just soap and water. Okay, that didn't get it off. Okay. Well, actually, that's not bird shit. There's fucking tree sap. Okay. Well,
fucking tar.
Yeah. Whatever the case may be. It's something that's not coming off with just soap and water. Then you go to the next thing. All right, let me try clay bar. Okay, that didn't work. All right, let me try bug and tar remover. Okay, that got some of it, but didn't work. You work your way up. You don't start with the most aggressive thing. You don't start with isopropylene alcohol at 100%. Yeah. You dilute it. If that doesn't work, then bump up the dilution. And then if that doesn't work, okay, well, then you kind of have to get like a plastic scraper. Okay, if that plastic scraper doesn't work, you go to fucking metal scraper.
Bro, I remember fucking...
So, like, start least aggressive.
Yeah, and it's like always what they do, like, that's what doctors do, right? Yeah. When they prescribe your medication, if it's not working, they say up the dosage, which is funny, because maybe if it's not working, maybe because it's not the right cure. We're going to have a friend of mine on the episode, as long as he still wants to do it. He said he does want to come on. I don't want to say anything yet with regards to it. I want him to tell you his story. Yeah. That's going to be a fucking wild story. Yeah, man, I agree. I agree for two things. One, it's so ridiculous how everyone just keeps fucking arguing back and forth on shit. You don't need to have your opinion changed. You don't. Yeah. When you have a conversation with someone, if at the end of this debate or discourse or argument or whatever, you guys can say, hey, thank you for having that, or that's a weird thing. Thank you for this discussion. Hey, man.
Thank you for having an open-minded conversation.
Hey, look, I don't agree with you even after all the points. You might think that's silly. I may think your point's silly, but let's, at this time, we aired it out. At this point, we don't agree. Awesome have a conversation. Hey, want to fucking get a beer? Yeah. It doesn't always have to be one thing or another. Yeah. Like, and if you agree with someone on something, like a figurehead, a political figurehead on one thing, but then that person does something you don't agree with, it's okay to be like, did well in A, didn't do so well in B. Right? Like, I don't know. That's the one thing. And two, also, maybe, just maybe, some of these things that are coming out that Big Pharma doesn't want you to know, or is trying so hard to say, hey, that's misinformation, fake news, yada, yada. Maybe it's because it's true. Maybe. Just look into it. Who knows? It's weird, right?
Listen, if it was not true, they would go around suing people.
Yeah.
They would absolutely. They would send cease and desist. They would put in effort. If there was some kind of validity behind it, they wouldn't be having a smear campaign,
right,
hiding the information.
That's how you know when someone gets called out. Remember we were talking about the Tim Kennedy thing?
Yeah.
That's how I knew it was true, because he never sent the cease and desist order.
Yeah.
His lawyer never got in.
But like, maybe not everyone wants to get involved with legal stuff, but like be honest with yourself. Okay, if there's a bunch of stuff coming out, okay, maybe it's true. That does not mean it's true. They also do the opposite. They make up a narrative and attack people. But like, if you ever catch a narcissist in something and you call them out, they're just going to redeflect.
They have such an uncanny fucking way of flipping it on you.
Yeah. At least they pretend to.
Yeah.
They don't always, it doesn't always work. But like that at a micro level works at a macro level. Like, they do that in all these major companies too. They have billions of dollars in the stuff. They don't want to lose out on profits. So like, just be open-minded. Don't be afraid to don't be afraid to have your opinion challenged. If your opinion is that secure and that well thought out, then it being challenged is like a no-brainer. That's like John Jones getting challenged in an MMA fight by me. Right? He's clearly really fucking good. If he has confidence in himself, he could be sitting on the sofa for 10 years. He's going to kick my ass even if I train for those 10 years. But he has the confidence because he's that good. Mm-hmm. If your opinion is that good, then you shouldn't have a worry about someone challenging you. Even if they're being disrespectful and challenging, your opinion should be, maybe you're not the most articulate person for that point of view, but that point of view should be able to be challenged without having the fear of it. What is the fear? Like, what is your fear of your opinion being challenged? It being wrong?
Yeah,
who gives a fuck? Wrong.
Who gives a fuck?
Then improve your opinion or find a better argument. But like, don't be a sleazy argument. Well, you said this wrong. Like, be a genuine conversation of trying to move the ball forward, of everyone winning. You know, like what drives me nuts in all these political arguments is like they get hung up on stupid fucking details. I say this all the time when I argue with people. It doesn't fucking matter about this detail or that detail. What is the main point here? What is your main point? Your main point is you don't trust RFK Jr. Cool.
Why?
But look at this. It doesn't even matter why. It doesn't.
No. And I'm gonna let you continue. Why is very aggressive. A simple, okay, cool.
Yeah.
How come? Let me understand. That invites you to explain.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're trying to understand the person. Mm-hmm. That's a key to having a disagreement, is trying to understand the other perspective. But it doesn't matter why you don't like RFK. And I'm talking about in this specific situation, or the Republicans. I understand you don't like them. I don't remember where I was going with that.
No, if you don't like RFK, and then you were like, okay, good. And then I said, why?
Yeah, it threw me off. I don't know where I was going at that point.
You'll get it back.
I don't know. So, but like, when you have the conversation, what is the main point? Okay, you don't like RFK. Cool. But what is he saying? Take away who it's coming from and all that. What he's saying? There is a study done that showed a risk of higher autism rates with women who took Tylenol during pregnancy. Okay. Why is that such a dangerous thing to say? It didn't say this is in fact the thing that it causes autism. And that's what drives me nuts, is they're changing the words. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he said it causes autism. And this is the thing where you have to be particular with your words. Does it cause autism, or does it have higher increases of autism? That doesn't mean it causes it, but if let's just say this is the case and it's true. When you take Tylenol when you're pregnant, it does something which increases the risk of having a child with autism. That doesn't mean it causes the autism. Doesn't mean autism doesn't exist outside of taking Tylenol, but something in taking Tylenol as a pregnant woman triggers something, an immune response, whatever the case may be, a hormone change or whatever, to increase the autism rates. Like, why is that? Like, is that possible? Yeah, it's fucking possible. Anything, you know. Like stress in a baby, like there's been studies showing if a woman is in a stressful place when she's pregnant, it's going to have direct correlation to how that kid lives his whole fucking life. If the woman is stressed, the kid is more likely to live a more dangerous and more risk-taking life than if the woman is not stressed. So like there's a lot of things that play in and that is just a stress hormone. You know, it's not a chemical you're putting in your body. So yeah. I don't know. I think I beat that horse dead.
No, I mean, but at the end of the day, the point is good. The point is just fucking have a conversation. Like,
be open-minded.
Be open-minded, and at the end of the
curious.
Day, yeah,
like you were saying,
curious for sure. And guess what? If at the end of the day your opinion doesn't change up the argument, that's awesome. The minute that you are gonna now start, think about it this way: for those who are angry with this whole Tylenol thing, and now think about it, you're defending Tylenol because you hate a specific person that said it, Trump. Just literally take yourself out of the conversation. Why are you defending a fucking medicine pill? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like,
honestly, it's really childish. It's really ridiculous. Childish when you say, goal? Well, Trump said it, so fuck him. I don't, okay, you don't like Trump. Fine. No, there's a lot of people that don't like him that voted for him. It's okay to not like him. What's not okay is to just be overly absorbed by your hatred for him.
Yes, and also, like, see what's coming from it. So, for example, because what we've said on the show, and I want to make sure I address this, what we said on the show is, like, I don't trust the fucking media. I barely I think you're better informed by not trusting the media. So you can then come say, hey, well, Joe, why? Why not just watch it? Why do you automatically hate? Well, because for the past decade, and longer, but for the past decade, and especially within the last 6 to 8 years, everything they've told us has been misleading or a lie. Misleading or a lie. So now I go, that's my proof for why I don't want to watch them.
Yeah.
With this, it's you don't even know. I was able to verify everything that they said to the media and been like, that's very misleading or that's a lie. This, you just hear it and you go, must be bullshit because Trump said it, but I'm not going to look at the studies. It's a little different there. Make sure you're informed.
And here's the thing. If you don't want to be informed, that's fine. And if you want to have your opinion on it, that's fine. But just know you have a shallow opinion then.
Yeah, the opinion's based on nothing. And if you're fine with that,
and it's like, listen, if you're not that invested, you know what? That's completely okay too. There's so much shit in the world to spend the time and effort on this stuff. Like, okay, I get it. I'm kind of there with you too. Like, I'm not going down the rabbit hole and doing all the research on this.
No, because for me, dude, like, I don't even remember the last time I fucking took a Tylenol.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to have kids for another 2 years, so hopefully you get more information out by then. But at the same time, too, it's like,
I think the point is made, though, that you made, and it was a good one, was just, like, be open-minded and like, let's stop arguing with each other.
If you're going to be that convicted to have an argument with someone, then actually have a genuine argument, a conversation, a debate, unless for some reason you don't like the person, then just don't talk to that person. You don't need to argue with them.
You don't need to always push buttons.
No, you don't. You don't. It's fun, but you don't. But if you're wasting energy in having an argument with someone, then make it someone you actually want to have a conversation with because you care about what they have to say.
Bingo.
If it's just some random person on Facebook, who gives a fuck?
Bro, I'm so happy that a long time ago I stopped arguing on Facebook or on Instagram comments or Facebook. Dude, those are some of the worst.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's like a dungeon of shit. Do you have anything else on this?
No.
I
think it's time for us to get some construction done. As you can see, we got a door to close in, a little spray foam.
Hell yeah.
We got a little messy in here.
No, Timmy did a good job with that, and we'll be fucking doing that and getting this baby
hopefully finishing the drywall tonight.
Yeah.
And then one last one last coat of spackle. Hopefully we can do probably half a thing of spackle tonight before we leave. We'll see what happens. And then one coat of spackle, sand, and then paint. So hopefully 2 weeks from now we're polished up. Hang the flag. Wait for stuff to come in. Hang up the poster with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right, folks. You heard it here. Be curious. Have arguments. Have logical discussions.
Have a civil discourse.
Civil discourse. Do research, and if you want to be insanely fucking good at jiu-jitsu, start downing Tylenol. Just kidding. That is a joke. If you're not down Tylenol, you'll die. So do not do that. But for some reason, a lot of the best jiu-jitsu people are autistic. So there you go. Don't do that, by the way.
And just so you know, we're not saying people with autism is bad. I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum. My coworker's like, I don't think you have ADD. I have ADD. You definitely have autism.
I don't think you have autism. I think you're just very motivated.
I think I'm on the blend between ADD and the entry level of autism.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I don't like trains.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
I don't like trains, but I love Legos. Yeah. My one coworker, total ADD, and like the two of them are like, dude, I have ADD. That's different. I'm like, sorry, this is me.
Hey, man. We got on a scale of 1 to 10. You got a 1 here. Maybe what's the word? Teetering on the 2.
Yeah. Teetering on the tism.
Teetering on the tism here. Teetering on the tism with Timmy. That's going to be the fucking
That's
name
my
of this
solo
episode.
episodes.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Keep supporting. Keep sharing what you like. And if you want to come on the show, let us know. Let us know in the show notes. Show notes, no. That's what I'll be typing. Let us know in the comments what you think about Tylenol and this whole topic. Love you guys. Episode 196. We'll see you next week.